Jay Boogie says 80 asked for the fade, offered to go outside. Yeah, why we got to fuck up the money? Let's still get our fade off. Built Free Media says, thank you for standing tall for black conservative men. Oh, yeah, they think we pussy. They think that just because we Republican and we conservative that we pussy. Black people supposed to be conservative and Republican. That's our original party. The original party for black people were Republican. We were conservative. Let me help y'all to understand something. For everybody that's on this pro-black shit, that's on this Democrat liberal plantation, black people are conservative. Our core, your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandfather, they are conservative. Republican was our party. That was our thing. They hijacked our party by giving us all of this shit to help us break up our families and tethered us to the federal government. That's why they gave you food stamps. We were stronger without that shit. They gave you family court law and told you to break up your family. They fucked up our communities and then they poured drugs in it. And that's how we became dependent on the federal government. We are not liberal. We are not Democrats. We are not liberal and we are not Democrats. Stop letting these niggas tell you what you don't. I'm telling you. Do your research. We are conservative. We stand tall on that shit. We don't need no handouts from the fucking federal government. And we don't fuck with all of this liberal and this Democrat nonsense. Stop letting these niggas laugh in your face. When I told Corey to that face, he giggled like a little schoolgirl because he don't know shit. The nigga tell jokes for a living. He don't know shit. He tells jokes. He's the court jester. Stop looking up to these niggas that don't know shit. We are not liberal. We are not the party of gay people. We do not fuck with illegal migrants coming into the country and taking what our ancestors died for. I told the nigga it's disrespectful that we got less than 20% voter turnout rate and we need to be more involved in our local communities, and the nigga giggled like a schoolgirl. Man, what the fuck y'all talking about? This nigga don't know shit. If he not talking about somebody, he don't have no content. Y'all niggas keep following these cornball ass niggas that's leading y'all into the mire. They a distraction. They're a distraction. That's it. They not telling you the truth. And that's what I wanted to say to him because before we got derailed. No, you do the easy shit. You pander. Y'all panda bears. I say the uncomfortable shit that I know that the majority of people is going to feel some type of way about it, but it don't matter because the truth is the truth. It's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's not how I feel. It's the truth. We are not.
Hey, welcome to Individual Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Daris D, McKinney, and we're back. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, follow if you're on a platform that needs to be followed. And I am taking in emails for people that want to be on the panel. I'm building my panel, so Individual Perspective Podcast at gmail.com. Individual Perspective Podcast at gmail.com. Okay. We gotta jump into this. I had enough. I wanted to, the reason why I started off with the rant that Anton was doing is because it's gonna lead us into, his response to his response to how he attacked Corey after Corey attacked his daughter and his wife, talked about his wife and his daughter. But I'm gonna walk through it, that way we can get a clear communication on it. So I'm trying to see if I should just kind of I want to remind you guys that the First Amendment is not to be abbreviated, shortened, manipulated, even debated or constructed in favor of the majority or the minority inside the country. That's why when you see it, like I'll pull it up again so we can have a clear understanding of it. Maybe I'll put it on the screen big so I can stop like needing to constantly keep saying this. Keep this in mind forever. I'm reading from the actual Constitution, okay? Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievance. Sorry about my reading. I'll say that again. I want to make sure I got it, at least a good clip of it in my head or in the record. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment or of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Meaning that Congress cannot even put it on a petition. And I really want you guys to understand that. They can't even put it on a petition. That they want to make some exceptions to the freedom of speech. Like, hey, we can't, like a lot of our statutes, like can't yell fire in a crowded room, or you can actually sue people for defamation and all that stuff. Those are illegal statutes. You get what I'm saying? So we're down the rabbit hole where they use it so much against so much people that we want the other people to defend themselves and use it against the bad people that are using statutes, illegal statutes against them. It's like we're down the rabbit hole on what our freedoms are in the exceptions to our freedoms. They're not really exceptions to our freedoms. Every amendment that was put in law was to give more clarification and was to give more defining of the constitutional rights, the citizen's constitutional right. You're not supposed to say, hey, you had that freedom, but we're taking it away. You have the freedom of, like for the Second Amendment. Second Amendment means that the citizens have the rights to purchase tanks and jets and submarines and battleships and anything. Yes, the military equipment is the rights of the people. And the people should be able to go say, like, okay, we all have grouped up from every city and every state. And we come to Washington to tell you to turn over our weaponry and our military, how can I say, our military ability. You turn it over to the people because we all have come together for to redress the grievances that you are an illegal government system, and our government is supposed to hand it over to the people. But the Second Amendment is for just in case they don't. just in case they become a corrupt society, a corrupt government that will take on an authoritarian over the people. The people have the arms and the ability to fight back. How are you going to do that when you let the government limit you to how you can respond to the government? That's I'm telling you guys, a lot of our laws, a lot of our statutes, a lot of the additional amendments after the 11th Amendment are illegal. After the original writing of the Constitution is technically are illegal. They are political amendments, social psychology and ideological point of view amendments that are part of our constitutional rights now, and they have been put on the books as additional amendments. So they didn't put, if it was 10 to 11 amendments on the first Constitution, they didn't add just another 10 just to be reasonable. They added another 18, another 19. It's ridiculous. So our Constitution is completely it's just I'm going to see how much amendments were attached to the original document. Trying to see if they have it on here. Sorry about that. So, amendments. So it was 10 amendments. On the original writing of the Constitution, it was 10 amendments. Okay? So when they amended those 10 amendments, when they added more to those 10 amendments, I think it was like pretty much to water down and destroy the actual Constitution and the 10 original amendments. We'll get into that on some other time. But like I said, I only talk about this because absolutely Anton Daniels, he deserves the right to fight against his family been used as a punching bag by Corey Holcomb in a comedic situation. He can respond how he wants to. I can't tell him how to not respond. I'm just saying I want to put it on a record that, you know, when you go down the rabbit hole of responding by the system, then you understand at a certain time we all come to terms. Are we a component of the system? Are we a system component? Meaning that we're a piece of the system. Like a lot of people call themselves being red pill. You know what I mean? Taking the red pill from the Matrix. You know, you take the blue pill, you keep living in La La Land, you keep kind of being full of shit and not really wanting to know the truth and being realized and live in the real world that's not so pretty and it's shitty. Or you live in this fantasy, the luxuries, the visualization of something that's a little bit more cleaner and ingestible, and just the fantasy of life. You know, do you really want to kind of lose that illusion, or do you want to really live in the real world where it's not so comfortable and pretty? It is very in your face and gruesome. So when you take the red pill, you're going down the rabbit hole of the truth. When you take the blue pill, you're just gonna be in full of shit. You're part of the system, and you okay with the system. And as long as you went in the system and the system compliments you, you're okay with it. A lot of people think they took the red pill because they speak the red pill, but the system understands the red pill, and it communicates it as a ideological situation to keep the people in La La Land, keep the people where they will always take the blue pill, because certain things of the red pill is great, but you don't really want to live that world and take on the actual responsibility of being in the truth. And that's what I say about a lot of what like social media platforms and all that stuff and what they do. It's not to be trusted. How you know that you might not be able to trust your social influencers, your podcasters, and different people with point of views, and your celebrities and all that stuff, politicians and all that, is if they can't give you communication that is utilized right now today. If you can't ingest it and understand the relativeness to right now today, how you can use what these people are talking about and use it today, because it's all highfalutin, even when he's kind of like going over like let me show you an example.
Free media says, thank you for standing tall for black conservative men. Oh yeah, they think we pussy. They think that just because we Republican and we conservative that we pussy. Black people supposed to be conservative and
yeah, now he's going to the totality of being a Republican, and he's right. He's 100% right about that. In like the conservative stuff, I want you guys to understand, our country's destroyed because of Republicans, because of the so-called conservatives, because these people are their opposition is the Democrats. Their opposition is liberalism. Their opposition is like socialist, communist, ideological point of view. A systematic system that is not governed by the people. For them, Republicans, to keep the peace, they won't pull the trigger. And the only way you can keep the peace is if you pull the trigger. That's you're gonna come to a threshold line where decisions gotta be made. Grave decisions has to be made in order to completely keep the Constitution and keep our rights to the people. Okay? So Republicans, they do what's favorable on pollings and how the public, how the news media, but we already decide, even Trump is kind of like, he's kind of running with his tail between his legs, and it's crazy. It's like, dude, once you show weakness, they gon' tear off your arm. I can't tell you if Trump is gonna he think he could go on an actual midterm campaign to get people to come out, but he got to understand why are you having a break in your voters? Why are they not aggressively coming out in the midterms or elections that may pop up inside their different states and stuff? They just lost an election in Texas, in an area that is heavily Republican, heavily conservative, and they lost the shit out of it by 14, 17 points. Why? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Because you're losing ground. The enemies have taken over. You didn't take it as, hey, I got an expanded vote in this area, but I'm not leaving it up to the Hispanics to make the decision of how we keep this district. You get what I'm saying? But if that's the only way you can keep the district, you get what I'm saying? Because if it's Hispanics that's actually voted for Trump in this area and that's how you won, why are you losing them? You losing them because every single illegal immigration, no matter if you're not part of the wave that just came in here and during Biden's term, it's hard to separate them. It's hard to separate them. You can't just come into contact with one illegal immigrant that's a criminal, that did an additional crime since they came into the border, that got major crimes under their belt from other countries, and you just can't balance them out as a regular citizen here. You can't see that as, okay, we just gonna grab this illegal immigrant. No, you gotta grab all of them. Trump lost his presidency and he might get impeached because he came in and he ceded ground by going on a campaign to say, we're only going to get the illegal immigrants out that are criminals, that are the worst of the worst. You can't do that. For 4 years, at the least, we say 3 years. I would just say 25. I'll just say 24, the full 24 year, and the full 2025 year. 2024, 2025. The full 2024, 2025, majority of the population of America said get every single illegal immigrant out this country. Kids, women, men, all of them. Get them out this country right now. Get them out. You come in, you say, hey, we're gonna have the biggest we're gonna have mass deportation, the biggest mass deportation process that you ever seen. And then you get into the White House, and because you're so magnanimous about winning, you decide, oh, we're only gonna get the really bad criminal illegal immigrants out of here. That's the one thing you can't break on. Not because we want you to get rid of illegal immigrants or we being racist. It's disruptive. You can't have 30 to 40 illegal immigrants running around in the country taking resources that we're not even calculating. They're taking on a day-to-day basis. You got 1.3 million homes available, and this stuff gets ate up by deals we're making with India, deals we're making with China, deals we're making with illegal immigrants from South America, and we're using the trillions of dollars that Americans give to the government to help them when they're weak, when they fall down. American citizens giving it. Everybody say, oh, well, the illegal immigrants pay taxes. That's illegal for illegal immigrant to pay taxes. That's against the Title 8. That's against Title 24. But let's just say, we don't even mention the law that Trump put in 2020. Let's just say Title 8. Title 8, you're not supposed to be giving some kind of abbreviation, social security number to illegal immigrants. You're not supposed to be giving no state ID to illegal immigrants. You're not supposed to be giving no account, houses, a job to illegal immigrants. It's illegal. It's not illegal if you're going to harbor them. It's illegal to support any illegal immigrant until they properly have been certified as a citizen of America. We have crossed the line so much. I'm just telling you something to the structure of what happened. It can't be reversed. I think we're dead. That's why I said I said this in 2015. Trump trying to save a country that's dead. The liberals won. Why? If I'm telling y'all, I've seen enough. I know everything about government. I know everything about politics. I know everything about the social dynamics of narrative control. I know everything about it. And I'm telling you, from 2012 to now, it's over. It's over. Only political party we have is Democrat Party. That's the only party that actually knows how to govern this country. What does that mean, govern? Govern means they know how to use the media. They know how to use the people. They know how to use the judicial system. They know how to use the legal intelligence agencies. They know how to use the military, and they know how to use the politics of both parties. They know how to use the judicial branch. It's just they are truly a governing party. Republicans man, they shoot themselves in the foot on a day-to-day basis. They hurt themselves on a day-to-day basis. They're the worst thing that happened to opposition of the Democrat Party ever. And if you only got one party that can actually govern this country, you don't have opposition. It's all the mirage. Trump cannot do it by himself. All this stuff he doing fighting by himself, the Republican Party trying to say, hey, we might have to let this guy get ate up. We might have to allow him to get impeached. We might have to let them kill him. We might have to do whatever it takes to get past his control of the political party. That's how the Republican parties are. Everybody thinking like oh, Steve Bannon is like a real mega, and no, he ain't. He a fucking hack. He's poison. He's there, and maybe I didn't know it, but he was there to kind of sabotage Trump and make sure that a ideological piece of shit group of knuckleheads like the Tea Party or whatever Steve Bannon is trying to make up, like they have political power to put people in office. But Trump is such a problem for even Steve Bannon because they're like, man, we can't seize the ground from this guy. We can't get the power back from this guy. He's gotta we can't even tell him what to do because he his own power. I think even Trump don't understand how much like Israel is not good for him. Because it's all fun and games until they watch him get destroyed. And then they move on to the next person. So are you truly backing the right horses that you back? Why are you talking about doing anything with Iran? Iran is nothing. You already seen that. The only reason why you were able to go over there and bomb those mountains and the nuclear facility because they were already overwhelmingly weak. So why you like going back and forth with rhetoric that they say and they got no power? Because the people that are communicating, the people that are taking position around you and the narrative around you have weakened. They doing a day-to-day weakening of your position. I'm telling you, I've looked. I know Ted Cruz garbage. He's a weak motherfucker. He's whack. He'll never be president. He don't understand that, and he just don't get it. He'll never be president. And there's a lot of other people. It's like even there's a lot of people that's pissed at Trump. And they spend billions of dollars on a year-to-year basis. They entrenched in around his cabinet. They part of the people that's part of his administration. And these people are people that actually are supporters of Jeb Bush and the Bushes. They are pissed and they're finding a way to be there to seize power if something happens to him. I'm telling y'all, we got a broken society. And our political system is garbage. And Trump can't be the answer by itself. If everybody not moving like Trump, that's in his cabinet or the support system around him, when you get people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes and all these people running a mouth like they actually are you crazy? Are you crazy? All the rhetoric and ideological bullshit that y'all spoke. Look what y'all did. Y'all got y'all number one person that couldn't get killed was Charlie Kirk. That's the number one person we absolutely could. He had the keys to how to campaign. He had the keys to how to win elections. They knew what they were doing when they killed that guy. I think what happened in Trump's assassination attempts Charlie Kirk's assassination and the governing of this country as we stand right now, as we watch this, and you get people like Candace Owens and all these highfalutin people that you guys listen to, Joe Rogan, Nick Fortes, Tucker Carlson, all these people, and they give their point of view. All that stuff is in comfort. They're able to have these ideological, these real aggressive conversations on a podcast. They're able to say that because they're in comfort. They don't have to deal with the battlefield, the real battlefield. And the real battlefield is until we beat liberals and Democrats to submission politically, socially, in the narrative of communication, until you beat them politically, narrative of communication, in the social understanding of the citizens of America, you're done. You're done. And your narrative only, in all the stuff y'all saying, I don't know who y'all think is the future of this country, but it tells me that I know rich people, they act like they care. Even Anton, they act like they care about what's going on politically. They don't. They tout it and they bloviate about it, but really it don't play a factor in their day-to-day life. Their day-to-day life really doesn't really play a factor, but it does in your life. Does in the average citizen's life. It does on a day-to-day basis. And we gotta stop letting these people be our voice. I know I'm talking to the wall. Talking to the wall. That's why I just don't want to even talk about this no more. I don't really want to talk politics no more. But I gotta go deep into it because we haven't been talking about politics. We've been talking about Corey Holcomb and all this other stuff and Anton Daniels, and I gotta finalize this so we can talk about what's really going on with our country. And I'm just so exhausted with trying to explain how dead our country is.
Republican. That's our original party. The original party for black people were Republican. We were conservative. Let me help y'all to understand something. For everybody that's on this pro-black shit, that's on this Democrat liberal plantation, black people are conservative, are core. Your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandfather, they.
I know more. You're talking to old people. You're talking to some people that are dying. You're talking to people that are minority now. Majority of the actual this is my problem, and that's why I don't even know if I'm gonna get through my point that I had previously before I came on here, because I don't want to hear this. I really don't want to hear it. Why? Because the truth of the matter is, and I think I'm gonna move on. The truth of the matter is, it's 47 million black Americans in this country. We're 13% of the population of America. We've been here through this creation of America. That's pathetic, and it's sad, and it means, if you look at it as a business, if you look at it as a systematic situation, if you look at it as a problem or a situation that got to be resolved in how your household and how your livelihood and how the function of your life gonna be, then you gotta say this is catastrophic. This is like triage type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? This is like, it's bad. It's bad. Hispanic people in 1800s. Sorry about that. Hispanic people in the 1800s and in the 1900s, in the millennia, 2000s and stuff like that, they like literally it went from Black Americans and Hispanics went from like very like little involvement, maybe 3 million to our 17 million. You know what I'm saying? And then 5 million to our 20 million. You get what I'm saying? And then now it's fast forward to now it's 47 million Black Americans to Hispanics 65 million. We completely killed ourselves, extinct ourselves from American population where we're 13% of the population. We can't be unified. We can't give birth to no kids. Which is this. We don't build on our society. And the reason why we don't do it is because how do you build on the wild shit? The wild stuff, the constant, like any given moment you could be like partying and drama hits. If you're in the inner cities and stuff, you gotta get out. You gotta be living in the suburbs in order to have some kind of a life where some weird shit that ain't supposed to happen happens. You get what I'm saying? Like you become part of the statistics where your kid get killed or some stuff. Hold on a second, my light went out. Terrible. I gotta get my setup. Charge these batteries up and get my setup. Or I should plug up the lights. I don't know why I'm using batteries. But anyway, let me try to make this quick. We're just done. And it's like the Republican Party is done. They got to admit that they're not a governing party. They hurt each other too much. They hurt the agenda. They're not following. Like you cannot be 5 agendas going on. You're a political party. You got to somewhat do the process of elimination and then follow suit to the plan that's most likely carries majority what everybody want to happen. But they can't do it. And it's just the infighting and the self-sabotaging. I'm telling you, it's so relentless. It's so relentless. It's so relentless. It started with the Tea Party, then it went with the Tea Party supporting Romney. Romney is like he did a whole campaign of self-mutilation and stuff. I voted for Obama both times. Ain't no way in hell I'm voting for McCain and Romney. These are some weak people. There ain't no way I'm doing that. I'm gonna vote for the first Black America because he carries himself with strength and power and control. I don't like his politics. I don't like what he did as a president. It was ridiculous. But I'm not gonna sit here and not say that he wasn't the better candidate from McCain and Romney. He was overwhelmingly just a better option, no matter what direction he went in. You don't want no weak person to lead you. You don't want no person that don't got command of what they doing to lead you. And Obama had command. I don't care what nobody say. All that stuff that you're like gay marriage, Obama wanted that. He didn't that wasn't the Democrats had control of him or the system had control of him. No, that's policies that Obama wanted. I don't care about it. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you, I got to look at all the stuff that Obama did. And I'm telling you, one thing that we could say that was given to the people was gay marriage. So that was a decision that he made, meaning that he could have got other things taken care of too. He could have wiped out kids' student loans. Why? Y'all blowing money in all these other countries and sisters, all these other countries, South Korea, Germany, Israel, all this stuff. We spending hundreds and hundreds and trillions of dollars supporting that stuff. Iraq, Afghanistan, all that stuff. We threw trillions of dollars at it. We throw trillions of dollars at illegal immigrants crawling into our country. We buying them houses. We doing all kind of stuff. Y'all can't delete $2.4 trillion of debt from American citizens just to say, hey, we need to make sure that we empower American citizens to battle all other citizens around the world. And the one thing that's going to help them is if we economically free them. But no, that's how corrupt this country is. Even Obama was. For some reason, he just didn't do it. He ain't out there campaigning to say, hey, you know what? I should have did this because the system is like this. He's protecting the FBI. He's protecting the CIA. He's protecting the intelligence agencies. He's protecting the judicial branches. He's protecting the political system. And it's exactly like what Kash Patel and all of them do. They get in there and they just can't really like destroy the poison inside our system. They just say, oh my God, I don't think the people will understand what it is to just clean house on the FBI. I think that would be really, hey, it's a virus and it's killing the body. It's killing the body, but they don't care. We cannot really take on the establishment. We can't take on the agency. We can't really throw the baby out with the bathwater. You absolutely have to. And if you decide to give yourself an excuse that you can't do it, we're done. We're done. And that's why you see this country's like it is. Anton Daniels and people like Anton Daniels, very successful people, they don't really have to worry about the repercussions of what's going on. Why? They can hide with their money. They could go up to a house and they could just turn the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, Trump got it so well that if you got money and you got money put away, you might make a good amount of money for the next through his term, where you could take that money out and you could put it away, or you could put it into a CDs or IRA or something like that and let it work for you, and you don't lose anything, but you gained about 30% within his presidency. The value that you have, you're going to gain an additional 30% on it through his presidency. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 50%. If you got, if your 401k, you got a couple $100,000, you might jump to $400,000. If you got $200,000, you might jump to $400,000 before he walks out of term, because how he's making money work for us. Because what he's doing to the economic situation of the dollar, of commerce, of business and flux of cash flow. You get what I'm saying? You got Apple bringing $1 trillion of money out of all banks around the country, around the world, back into the bank that they got at home, and they don't have to pay no high tax on it. That's good. That means that they can use that money to strengthen America instead of using it to strengthen other countries' banks in their area that the banks are around and where their money flow at and all the other stuff. I know I don't want to get into this, but I'm just telling you, all the rhetoric you hear, all the passion speeches you hear from Anton Daniels and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and all these people, all this passionate conversations that they're having, it's all a facade, because really they turn off those lights, they go into a nice, comfortable situation that they don't have no drama. They don't have no economic situation. So really, they're not going to say exactly what needs to be said. So I'm kind of dispirited today. I don't know why I am. I'm just feeling really not into trying to show you guys what's up. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two things. One is Anton Daniels, in a response to Corey Holcomb talking about his daughter and his wife, Anton Daniels, he kind of released the actual text. It was actual video attached to this post, and it was him talking about let's say it was I'm gonna try to read it. It's so small, I don't know if I can see it. Nobody hates black women more than a black man who puts his hands on one while his friends watch. To think there are monsters who actually cheer him on. I'm trying to read it from an actual phone that's very small. So I'll read that again. Anton Daniel says, nobody hates black women more than a black man who puts his hands on one while his friends watch. To think there are monsters who actually cheer him on while they watch or something. I don't know what the rest of that says. I don't even know if he still got it posted. You know what I mean? But whatever. I'm just reading it to you from a screenshot that I seen. Okay? So he got a picture, an AI picture that he created attached to this, but he had this video attached to it. And this is Corey Holcomb to the left, very tall to the left, and he's kind of taller than everybody. He's got the hat on, and he's next to the guy with the hat, with the kind of the Dob hat on. He's the tall guy with the baseball cap and the hoodie on and stuff. And it's a lady, short lady with some braids and stuff like that. And that was, I forgot her name. I guess we'll get it through the discussion of what I'm going to share. But they got into it outside the Improv Comedy Club. So I'm going to let you see it as I'm talking to you. We're having trouble with playing this video, so let me refresh this. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So they're talking. There's no audio to it, but they're talking stuff. She says something. She puts her fingers in his face. He hits her or push her, and then the guy fight to defend their honor and stuff. You get what I'm saying? I think I had this a little bit more blowed up. I don't know why it shrunk like that. Let me see if I can get it. So I can get it bigger. Give me 1 second. That's better. Sorry about that. I should have did that in the first place. Okay, I don't know if I can back it up, but I'll let them fight it, and then the video should start over again, and we'll see what's going on there. Okay, so they broke it up or something like that. She's still talking crazy, you know. So he's right here. Okay, so he end up they end up getting into an argument. This starts right over. Okay, they arguing. She's saying some crazy stuff to him, and she's doing something with her hands, talking stuff, and she's saying stuff to him. It pisses him off real quick. He walks up to her. She puts her finger in his face. He pushes her head. The guy starts to fight him, to swing on him and stuff like that. And the other guys come grab them and stuff to try to break them up and everything. And then trying to see where he is at. I don't know if they both was on the ground but nope, he's standing up, and the lady talking stuff, and she's pointing at him, and she's talking stuff. She's still kind of, whatever's going on, they kind of going at each other, but it shows that he hit a woman, even if he mushed her head like he said he did. And I'm going to go to a video where he explains himself. He hit a woman. Obviously, this is ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? I don't know why Corey Holcomb, but I'm not a Corey Holcomb supporter. He's the degenerate part of our culture, probably. You get what I'm saying? But Anton's a degenerate part of our culture. That's what's bad. Anton is more, I'm telling you, man, that man, he has the gift of gab, and he got great communication on Christianity and stuff like that. He's supposed to be above all this stuff. But he loves to use the N-word. He loves the profanity. He loves to talk about sexuality of banging women or how he likes to get head and like, how pretty his dick look and stuff like that. This is what he says on his podcast on a day-to-day basis. So it's like if you're communicating on a day-to-day basis like that, and you're supposed to be like getting over the degeneracy of black culture, but your thing is, well, I'm married. I'm not really out here in the street and everything like that. So I can say, I could be as raunchy as I want to be because I ain't part of the problem because I'm married and stuff like that. It doesn't matter if your narrative says hip hop is cool and the different stuff that goes on in hip hop is cool. I love hip hop myself. I'm just saying, I'm not saying this. I'm not campaigning to say it's cool. I'm not campaigning that people kind of live it or listen to it and all the other stuff. If somebody say, hey, Tupac album, All Eyes on Me was one of the greatest albums, I'll say, yeah, absolutely. It was a phenomenal album. I'll communicate in conversation about hip hop, but I'm not coming on air to advocate it to the public. It's a degenerate part of our culture. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to advocate. I'm going to enjoy it for whatever relativeness I have with it, but that's my enjoyment. I'm not advocating it. I'm not saying people shouldn't listen to hip hop. I'm just saying I'm not out there touting it. So Anton Daniels is part of the problem just as much as Corey Holcomb is. And then he says, okay, a man that puts his hands on a woman, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I'm not for it for 100%. I'm not for it 100%. So now we got to we can't see what happened there. We don't know what's going on there. If it's the reason that a man should ever put his hands on a woman, no. But it is two sides to the story. Okay? So, trying to see if I should let her say her side first, because I do got a video on that. So let me do that. Let me be fair, because I do want to be, like I told you, I'm not a supporter of Corey Holcomb. I'm not a supporter of nobody's, really. I mean, I'm a supporter of Anton Daniels. I enjoy his podcasts and stuff. I watch it all the time. But I'm not a person that will validate him or advocate him or anything. I'm just telling you guys what his qualities are, what his qualities aren't, and how you should eat the meat and spit out the bones, okay? So, let me go to Corey Explains Improv Reaction. Anton, lead attorney. Tasha K interviews Corey. Yep, that's it right here.
Okay. You are good, honey. Okay.
Lord help us.
All right, cool. All right, you ready?
Lord Jesus. Yes.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. We're gonna talk about. I heard some things about you. Good stuff though. It ain't no bad stuff. So we're gonna talk about it.
All these rumors and everything, right? Even to the point where I'm married right now. I didn't even know I was married. Like I'm like, oh my God, where's the ring? Like,
okay, right? Exactly.
Can a bitch get proposed to first? Like,
okay. Well, listen. Let's talk.
Can a bitch get proposed to? Y'all want to marry a woman that communicates on a Tasha K ain't no little platform. She getting millions of views. She's in like probably the high multi-hundred millions of views a month. This ain't no little platform. And even if you're a comedian, this is how raunchy women are these days. Black, white, Asian, whatever. I see them all. I see them all talk like this if they carry on that pop culture persona. If they carry on like the modern women in modern society, they all articulate themselves like that. Not all of them, majority. That's the problem, okay? The anomalies, that ain't got nothing to do. You're not part of the equation. Most people are not going to bump into an anomaly on a day-to-day basis. Most people bump into the average on a day-to-day basis. Who's the average people? Who's the average What's the average behavior? What's the average tonality of a person? That's gonna be what you bump into on a day-to-day basis. Can a bitch get proposed to? Wow. Yeah, I ain't gonna make it through this whole thing. I'm not.
About it. So listen, I'm excited to finally be doing this interview. I know some weeks ago you were at a comedy club and rumor was circulating that you and Corey Holcomb had an altercation. Now, this altercation, according to you and other sources, because I had got it from other sources before I actually got it from you, and then when you came to my DM, you was like, "No, this actually happened." They were saying, actually, on the night that it happened, they was like, "Hey, Tasha," they were in my DM. They was like, "Yo, I just saw Corey punch Christina Payne, another comedian, in the face," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So being that it was hearsay, I was like, I don't know if they trying to, because Corey's team like to troll with information. So I was like, well, let me see if the victim will come forward. So, and then when you hit me, I was like, okay, now we can go. So are you ready to do an interview? So you and Corey Holcomb had an altercation, and he ended up, according to you, striking you in the face.
Yes, and there were about like 35 other people plus probably out there. So I'm not the only one who saw this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why it's just surprising and alarming to me that he's like literally trying to change the whole complete story, like as if when he's saying he didn't hit me, and then he's saying, oh, it was self-defense. So then it's like, so what are you talking about? So now you're trying to say that I hit you, and he's trying to say that I hit another person now or something like that. So I'm like, if I went on a hitting spree like that, how come none of y'all called the police? How come none of y'all went to the hospital? How come, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are other people leaking the story even before I got to say anything, to the point where people were calling me and I was in the hospital? Like, folks were calling me in the morning like, yo, I heard what happened. What happened? Like, what happened? So the story was already moving about, / people were already contacting the Hollywood Improv like, hey, do you know what happened last night in front of your club last night?
And TMZ released it too. You know, they ones who got the video and released the video of the actual TMZ, the one who got the actual surveillance of the Improv. They got paid for it.
And so they started to look into the footage, and because of what they saw, it already had started to go corporate. It already started to go into the hands of people who are handling major things out here, including Live Nation, Levity, a bunch of stuff like that. So these are the people who pay a lot of us comedians, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of it is Jewish ran, might I add, along with women ran. So it's like, this is not going to serve him at all in the.
She says Jewish ran and as women ran. So meaning that Jewish women, Jewish and women people, I guess they like protect black women or something like that. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure that to be true. But she says that as like some like nugget to, and that's why I always tell people like, hey, y'all, what's going on is going on, and that's the game that you playing in. And once you understand, it ain't a fair game. It ain't a fair game. It's not to be like, we cannot. That's why I say people got to take care of themselves. You gotta empower yourself in order to give stability to yourself, and that way you can help the people around you. And you can't, if you're trying to be a principled person, a person with integrity, a person with honor and ethics and stuff like that, like all that stuff, you gonna hurt your pockets. You gonna hurt how you could grow and how you could economically move. Don't play that game. Don't play that game. Don't play what's honorably and integrally. Only reason why I go hard on Anti-Daniels about the First Amendment is because that's for all of us. I cannot wake up and keep having YouTube or any other platform or any media keep censoring what we can say. It's just not good. It's just not good. Because once that stuff start breaking, everything breaks, and you're Europe. You're the UK. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want that. I don't want that. Like that's why we got all kind of stuff on our TV shows and stuff now that we would have ever had it 20 years ago. But we got it on there because we're not here to muzzle people. We're not here to censor people. We're not here to judge people, whatever they do. Why would you be against gay marriage when marriage is an actual citizenry? It's something that the citizens can do. Christians are so full of shit that they don't even care about their church. That the church is degenerate. And you're going to stop gay people from, once we allow our certificates, once these piece of shit Christians go to an altar, get married, and then they allow a paper to certify that they're married, that gets published and documented with the city council or the clerks of the city. It's officially became an actual ordeal or event or ceremony that's rightly to every lawful citizen. So why would you deny it to gay people when it's a citizen's right to get married? It's not a religious thing anymore. And if it is a religious thing, that's somewhere else. I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere else. We know the ceremony and the definition and the validity of marriage is done in a witness signing to your actual marriage, and then that marriage license gets logged into the city and the courts, and now it's legitimate. That's an American citizen. That's a citizen's right. Once that is the procedure. So once the Christians in the court, once the Christians in churches have turned over marriage to government, it is a citizen right now. You can't stop it. You must be supportive of gay marriage now. It's to whatever citizens that wants to come together and have a union. That's what y'all did. I didn't do that. Y'all did that. Christians did that. Church pastors did that. So I don't want to hear about that stuff. And the only reason why I bring that up is because we all act like we should be principled. No, I'm telling you, I've done it. I've been black and white. I'm telling you, you lose money, you lose economic growth, being truthful, blunt, honest, logical, fair, loyal, honorable, have integrity and you lose money doing that shit. You gotta play your hand. You gotta manipulate. You gotta, everything's gotta be a strategic strategy for your outcome. Every move you make gotta be a strategic strategy for your outcome. That's how Anti-Daniels and all these people are moving. All these people, Tasha K and all of them, they dirty, nasty, and grungy in what they do and what moves they make. Oprah was like that. Obama's like that. You don't know it. They're not going to tell you that. Look, allegedly, that's my opinion. They're allegedly like that, okay? These people ain't got to where they got to in a smooth, fair, honorable, clean way. No, there's some skeletons, there's some truths in their process and how they got to where they going, and they're not going to tell you about it. They're not going to tell you about it because it's to mess up their persona. So you're trying to accomplish some of the things that successful people around you accomplish, but you're leaving out that edge. You're leaving out that raw self-centered, self-indulgent move that you should have made. And that's why you don't get the success. You don't get the outcome. And that was the number one thing you didn't do when you played your hand. When you made the move on the chessboard, you didn't manipulate the person to perceive that you were making this move, but you made another move, and that made them put themselves in a situation that checkmated. I'm going to try to get over this because I'm so angry right now with just how everything is and how full of shit everybody is and how much I tell you guys, this is new for me. This is so new to me. Coming to terms with the slithering stuff and the backstabbing stuff and just the unhonorable stuff and the lack of integrity and the lack of and the self-indulgent and self-preservation like lifestyle and how you move and how you accomplish goals and all that stuff. It's new to me to kind of even nudge myself in that direction. It's so new. And I'm not having a good time with the transition. So I might blink out. I might have a little, divulging of my perception of it. I'm sorry.
Especially with it already going along with his comedy, like his material. Like he talks shit about his daughter. He talks shit about his wife. He's a cheater. I mean, he said crazy things like fuck that bitch talking about his daughter. I could make another one. And it's like, as a woman who loves her father, I'm just like, I couldn't imagine my dad saying some crazy stuff like that. Like how, and as a social worker, just hearing.
And these are women having a conversation about how a guy is like how Corey Holcomb is treating his daughter, or how you say I guess he got a bad relationship with his daughter. Said he don't give a shit how she feel about him or how she criticize him. Fuck you, and I can go make another one. You know what I mean? That's terrible, but that's where our culture is right now. It's ridiculous. It's down a rabbit hole and off the cliff on both sides, men and women. They are completely destructive to the unification of the sexes of men and women coming together to build a society together. We have taken our sides and we're trying to chop each other head off, and it's down the rabbit hole. I told you guys, you're gonna have to kill off 2 to 3 generations in order to right this right. It's too bad. So she's talking about how Corey Holcomb is responding in modern time to modern women. It's nasty. It's terrible. I think he's wrong, and I think they're wrong too. I think his daughter wrong. Don't step up to your father. Where you'll be in your place at all times. At all times. But it's crazy on both sides how he responded to his daughter. Where that comes into the public, it's ridiculous. But all of them, even how they think that they got I couldn't imagine talking to my father like that. That's a persona that you're saying. We don't know what kind of shitty person you are when you come straight in and the first thing you say within a minute is, can a bitch get a proposal? I don't believe nothing you saying. You are a heathen. You talk like a heathen. Now, I play this long enough, people know that I'm right.
Stuff
you
like
a social
that.
worker?
Yes, I have a master's in social work from Howard University. So that's also.
And I'm not even going to talk about that. Look, I'm
another thing is that
get myself
I know
in
the
trouble.
Laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I hit somebody, and especially first? Like, I know it's one thing about self-defense, but it's a whole other thing to just be striking people first, and you have witnesses, and there's cameras around, all around. Like, so we were right in front of the Hollywood Improv, and
yeah. So tell me what happened. Were you performing that night, or was he performing at the?
Yeah, tell us what happened so I don't have to listen to all 58 minutes of this. Please just let us know what's going on, and I'm moving on. Y'all can watch this.
Hollywood Improv.
Unwind with Tasha K. Y'all can watch that. I'm just gonna give you the cliff notes of what happened between him, Corey Holcomb walking up to her and hitting her. Let's do that.
No, he rarely gets to perform there at that improv. I don't even think they appreciate him at all. And then come to find out, he usually has a gun on him, so that's why he doesn't come in. So whenever D-Ray's show is there, that's like his homie from Chicago. And so that's the only time he may or may not, jump up on stage for 5 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
But he's usually outside of the Hollywood Improv.
That's her, not me.
They say he drives a scooter. Is that true?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I know that he fell off of a scooter and broke both of his wrists. And he actually did that in the summertime after the initial verbal altercation that we had. This whole thing really started in the summertime.
I
And
just never thought somebody that carries a gun would ride a scooter. That's really interesting. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that because they say it's like a little moped scooter, and I was like, he kind of heavy to be on a moped, and I know
yeah,
he be musty on
his
there because he
gas.
real hairy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he real hairy. I know he be musty and stuff. So what initially started the beef?
Well, I mean, if we're going all the way back to when
Yeah,
this initially for real started, this is like 12 years ago, for real, before
y'all
I
been
was even
beefing
doing.
that long.
Tasha K's, scratching her head, and she ain't really got a lot of hair. It's easy for you to moisturize your hair. Ah!
Listen, girl, but this is off of some 12 years ago. I wasn't even doing comedy back then. I was only doing radio. I started my podcast called The Christina Payne Show. So that's why I remember when you
Boy.
started, because when you were starting, I was like going into comedy. I did maybe like 100 episodes, and it wasn't even called podcast yet. It was still called Radio Internet. So Corey was a guest on my show. A bunch of people been on my show, like Wiz Khalifa, Nipsey Hussle, Sway from MTV, Nell. So I grew up in radio. I've been doing radio since I was 14. So I ran this radio show like a real radio show for real. And
Okay.
a national guest on there. Corey was on there as well, along with other comedians. And this was also in Washington, D.C. So whenever people came into Washington, D.C., I would have them on the show. So he saw how my show was ran, and I had 2 comedian co-hosts on my joint. So he then tried to recruit me to be his co-host for his show that he was starting, that he just began. And he said, I want you to replace this Mexican lady named Darlene. She's the ex-girlfriend of Ice-T or something like that. That's like what she's famous for or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he hit Darlene too. Yeah, Corey hit Darlene.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
His wife told me.
Oh, the Puerto Rican lady?
Yeah, he said that, she caught him cheating with Darlene as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, the wife told us. But they going through a divorce. She told us everything. She said he likes butt play, all types of shit, bro. Like, yeah.
God damn. I don't really want to hear these women. I don't really listen to women speak like this. Or not speak, but I don't really have an attention to listen to women. I can barely listen to Candace Owens when she podcasts. But I'll stop doing it fast. Okay, I'll stop.
They try to pretend he hard. They like their asses play with.
Oh my God. See?
She told us everything. She say, we got that. Oh yeah. Oh,
God.
his wife told me.
He said, I want you to replace this Mexican lady named Darlene. She's the ex-girlfriend of Ice-T or something like that. That's like what she's famous for or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he hit Darlene too. Yeah, Corey hit Darlene.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
His wife told me.
Oh, the Puerto Rican lady?
Yeah, he said that, she caught him cheating with Darlene as well.
Oh, wow.
Like she said he hit it like he hit sex, like he had sex with her, or her getting hit too. Darlene is part of his show right now. So I don't know if this is accurate. It's just probably his ex-wife is a scorned woman, and she probably saying some crazy stuff, or she did. I don't know. I gotta put that caveat out there so this narrative won't just be running around like that. It's crazy. Please hurry up and just tell us what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got that. Oh yeah. The wife told us, but they going through a divorce. She told us everything. She say he likes butt play, all types of shit, bro. Like, yeah. And I can tell a big nigga like that try to pretend he hard. They like their asses played with. I could tell. Yeah.
Girl, it's people here in Hollywood who are saying that he's gay and for real, and they got video of that to prove that. And I was like,
shots fired, bro. Shots fired. He already know. I'll upload the recording. He don't want that recording of his wife out saying that. I was just like, play with me if you want to. You
I
have?
met her in Washington, D.C. backstage at a show. And this is also when I met that pastor that was on his podcast a week ago lying about me, who invited me to a private Bible study in his hotel room during a snowstorm, trying to lay hands on a bitch. So that's why I was like, all the people that he's trying to get, like, it was pretty much he hired actors or some thirsty open micers to be on his show and wrote them a script and was like, we got to deny everything because the truth was out too much already. So once it went viral, like once Comedy Hype picked it up, and then TMZ wanted to break the news, but my attorney was like, don't say nothing yet. Just chill for right now. So in doing that, it has definitely give people time to hang themselves. And the defamation that has gone on, the lies, I'm talking about, like,
Are you emotional?
girl, I cannot believe to the extent that people will go for 15 minutes of what they call fame. I'm just like, really? Like, and these are people who I used to call friends, like people who still have my glass Tupperware at their house from the last meal that I cooked for them.
Now you know they need to return your shit.
Girl. So,
My
and the
God.
holidays is here.
Yeah, you need
Can
your
we
shit.
get to the point, please?
Yes. Right, exactly.
Okay, hello, good
Bring
night.
the lady shit back.
So,
Go ahead.
so basically, there was a comedian who was there, and it's a woman, and she took the gun from Corey. Corey passed her a gun and was like, put that up. So because I've mentioned her name, she's like, oh, because you mentioned me, I'm gonna say whatever.
Can
and
you
I have
please
like all the
just
text
tell us what
messages
happened?
from all these people and all the
Well, hold on. Back up. Because you were telling us how you had met Corey and we had got on him fucking Darlene. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
And so you guys actually worked together back 12 years ago. Yeah. You just want to follow the timeline.
Let me go back to the
Yeah, Tasha Kate's an interesting person because she's kind of making fun of her as she's doing it. Thank you for keeping her on the timeline. Let's go.
Okay, so he wanted to be a co-host on his radio show, right? So I flew out here from Washington, D.C. And mind you, I'm from California, but I was going to Howard University undergrad. And
I'm going to give props to Tasha K, man. I don't care. She sounds wild and aggressive and very degenerate herself. But boy, I think she's kind of turning this. I think she's kind of like juggling the circus. I think that's what's going on here. She's just juggling the circus and making an ass out of all of them. I think that's what she contributes. And she's not gonna say that, but I think that's how she deals with all this stuff. So nobody is fair in her situation, you know. So you better come in there understanding that she gonna make an ass out of you if she can make an ass out of you because you're a joke to her. And she's kind of modeled herself to go into the high society and really expose. And how she speaks, you don't know if she's kind of making a dig at you or it's very smart. It's smart. So I got to give props to her.
Brad, so that's why I was still in Washington, D.C. So I come back.
And Anton Daniels, he's supposed to come on her show, but I bet he didn't do that shit yet. I bet he didn't do that. You ain't gonna go into her stuff. I'm sure he start watching some of her episodes to prepare himself for the show. He ain't doing that. He ain't gonna set no date. He ain't gonna set no date. You go on Tasha K show, you better have your shit together.
I come to LA to have this meeting with him and and have a production meeting, like see the studios wherever he was recording and stuff like that. And then he says he got me a hotel room. So I'm like, okay, I didn't flew myself out here. I guess that's the least he could do, give me a hotel room, whatever. He got me a room at this place called Dunes Inn on Wilshire Boulevard.
Okay.
It was some Rudy Poot shit. I was like, okay, but it was only gonna be for a night, so whatever. I'm flying out tomorrow. But he tried to force himself upstairs, some because he was buying the room.
Corey?
Right. Because Corey Holcomb was buying me this hotel room, motel room, mind you, that he had a right to come upstairs and it was about to go down or whatever. He was like, yeah, woo, woo, woo. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, she throwing some shade. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I got to put the glasses on. My God. Jesus. You don't know if it's true. It has no validation to it. It's just she just think everything that comes out of her mouth because they got into it in front of the actual comedy club that is gonna be validated. But she puts on her glasses and say, "Oh, you throwing some shade." That's what I'm telling you. I gotta wake up to Tasha K. She's even telling her that we can't say that this is true, but it's just by you even putting it out there as an allegation, you throwing some shade. You dirtying up somebody's name by just alleging this stuff. Crazy. Everybody been Epsteined. Everybody been Weinsteined. It's just ridiculous.
I was like, I'm sorry. I recall you being married.
And they maybe and they maybe have been, but I'm telling y'all, you don't find this stuff out until like 20, 30 years later. It don't count.
First of all, do not mess with married men. That's just something I just do not do. My parents have been married for 42 years until my mom passed away. So I'm like, I just know this is, my dad played pro basketball. I'm like, this is what I do not do. I knew to never be that.
He tried to come get some pussy from you in the Roach Motel.
He really thought he was about to get some because
you light skinned. He was supposed to put you in the Hilton.
Nigga, I am also Filipino. Okay, so that's why
she ain't even
saying the N-word. This is I know Tasha K, she got to deal with men and women, so I understand her being so assertive and wow. It's not becoming. But look, I'm telling you, we're doomed. We're doomed. So like, look, it's all messy.
All black.
Right. So that's
exactly.
So that's why I was like,
that fuck. Go ahead. Wanting to fuck somebody at a goddamn Roach Motel. And she's half black and Filipino. Nigga.
Just him wanting to fuck, period.
W. Okay. Now, would you have gave him some pussy if he would have got you the W?
God.
No, because I don't mess with married men, period.
You started on that. You was like, nah.
I'm so glad I played this. And the reason why I'm letting it go further and more to it with them not staying on the topic and just get through this so I can move on. The reason why I'm not doing it is because y'all need to hear. Y'all think this is an anomaly. No, it's not. This is culture. Okay? It's wild stuff. And I don't have no problem with it. I love it. I'm telling you, the more I see the character of Tasha K, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You get what I'm saying? Because she might be the tool that needs to be had to expose all this crazy stuff, and that it's not a fair game. It's not a fair warfare. You know, so I gotta support her in whatever she's kind of doing to just expose.
Oh, you had to think about it.
Some examples. I was like, dude.
But if he wasn't married and he got that W hotel, would you have gave Corey Holcomb some pussy?
I probably would have made him still wait a little bit, but
God.
like I would at least had him in a better mind frame of it all, you know, because honestly, Corey didn't seem like that bad of a guy back then. You know what I'm saying? Like he seemed like a nice guy back then, but once he flipped on me like that and was like, "Oh well, fuck you then, bitch. You ain't gonna give me no pussy. Well, fuck you then," and fuck the whole radio situation. So I didn't do his radio show, but I continued to work with Olivia Fox, and
that's called sexual harassment. Ain't he trading pussy for work? He wants you to
straight up. So that happened 12 years ago. So mind you, we are fast forwarding to now, like 3 years ago, I just moved to LA. So and I'm doing comedy. So he sees me and he's like, "Oh, DC, is that you?" And I'm like, DC, oh, that's where he does know me from. So I was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me, right? So he's like, okay. And you know, I'll see him out in front of the Improv. We may joke a little bit, say hi, but I'll keep it moving and keep it at that. So that's why for him to all of a sudden jump into a conversation I was having with another comedian in July that had nothing to do with him at all. The first thing he says is, he ain't got to say shit to you.
Hold on a second.
Do with him at all.
Let's go back a little bit. Just a little.
Know me from. So I was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
So they seen each other. This is the thing that happened in the early summer. Now she's back on topic. He sees her, and then he's like, "How you doing? That's you, such. That's Christina, whatever. I think her name is Christina something. I can't remember what. See if she put it. Nope. Christina something. Can't remember. Christina something. I can't remember. But anyway, so he says hi to her and stuff like that, and she must have made a snarky comment at him because she didn't even tell you how the transition of him saying, "Hey man, you ain't got to tell her nothing." She just listen to how the story is and how it jumps. That lets you know that they leading you and misleading you, and they painting a narrative that favors their agenda. Listen to it.
DC. Oh, that's where he does know me from. So I was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me, right? So he's like, okay. And, I'll see him out in front of the Improv. We may joke a little bit, say hi, but I'll keep it moving and keep it at that. So that's why for him to all of a sudden jump into a conversation I was having with another comedian in July that had nothing to do with him at all. The first thing he says is, he ain't got to say shit to you, bitch. And so when he immediately starts like that, jumping into my conversation, I turn like, oh, okay. And
let me stop you right now because you got to.
Come on. I can't be I'm sorry I can't listen to your commercial about your hair products. Sorry.
Okay. And that night I had time. That night I was like, I got time tonight. You know what I'm saying? So that night, like, I literally let him and a bunch of his yes men know all about themselves. And I told him, I was like, you are out here stealing all these new comedian people's jokes. I was like, you are not.
She's thinking of something to say, and it's just crazy. Well, look, I'm sorry, I'm discrediting her, and I don't have the right to do that because I don't know what happened, and I just gotta let her talk.
Not a writer. Your career is going this way. I was like, you aren't helping put nobody on. Like, you don't let none of these niggas open up for you. I was like, has he let any of y'all open up for him? Any of y'all? Please make some noise. And so it was like everybody's quiet, and I'm talking mess to the point where I'm telling him, I even told him, I said, nigga, you are a demon. I said, straight up, you work for the devil. I said, you do not help nobody come closer to Christ. You are not helping the world be a better place. And
it's your filthy mouth. Ridiculous. He
was literally like,
look, I'm a big verbal, and I love explicit content, and I love profanity and all that other stuff. But don't tout Jesus' name and start to criticize people's virtuosity if you're grungy and a piece of shit yourself.
If anybody love her, you need to come get her before I super sock this bitch. And I'm like, what? Now this nigga is getting violent. He talking violence? And I'm a social worker. So I'm just like, and knowing the laws, I'm just like, this nigga ain't that stupid. Especially
you about to call them crackers.
Right.
You are the cracker, so you don't need to call nobody. That's a compliment, but go ahead.
So
yeah.
He basically threatened me then and was like, if anybody love her, come get her.
I gotta rewind that because that was a dig at it real quick, and I don't. She called her because she's half Filipino. She called her a cracker. I don't even think she picked it up. It went too fast.
You about to call them crackers.
Right.
You are
violent. He talking violence, and I'm a social worker, so I'm just like, and knowing the laws, I'm just like, this nigga ain't that stupid. Especially
you about to call them crackers.
Right.
You are the cracker, so you don't need to call nobody.
So she said that I know the law, and she was like, yeah, he didn't know you about to call them crackers, and you are the cracker, so you shouldn't be called no crackers. See, I'm telling you. Oh, it's there. Oh, she's a comedian, so she caught some of it, but it's so the high bra of it is so over her head. She got her. Look at it. I'm gonna let it play out, but it's funny.
You are the cracker, so you don't need to call nobody. You about to call them crackers.
Right.
You are the cracker, so you don't need to call nobody. That's a compliment, but go ahead.
As a compliment.
He basically threatened me then and was like, if anybody love her, come get her before I super sock this bitch. And so other people were nervous and scared, you know, and was like trying to pull me away and pull me back and put me in the car and really thinking this nigga was about to do something and whatnot. And I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, he talking about he got.
So she running her mouth, agitating a big ass man that don't like or don't even allow women to like step up to him like they men or something like that. It's so crazy anyway. It's unbecoming of a woman to step to a man's realm and be on the grace that the man catches himself, which all men should catch themselves. She's an easy beat down for a man. So obviously you should have some kind of control, self-control of yourself to not superimpose yourself over a woman. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But she's so wild out there in the street. He's telling all the people that's around, like, hey y'all, if y'all care about this lady, y'all better grab her and get her on her way. So before I super sock this bitch, some crazy shit like that. And she's, I'm gonna run my mouth still. And it's like, lady, this is not, because you're not somebody's wife, you out here doing stuff that's in bad representation of your household. But because you are the household, there's no standard or structure to represent. That's the problem with most modern women.
All this money and boo boo boo, and he got so much to lose, and he the one who's booked and blah blah blah. But yet you talking about hitting a female though, like.
And that was the first time he had threatened to hit you.
That was the first time he threatened to hit me in July.
Okay.
In July.
And so he didn't get a chance to do it. So what led up to him hitting you at the Improv a couple weeks ago?
Thank you.
Okay,
Tasha.
So remember.
Thank you, Tasha. Get this bitch to the point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't call her a bitch. Get her to the point. Jesus. But she's so foul mouthed and so foul in how she represents herself. She's toxic. I'm using a female terminology.
I told you he fell off his scooter, right? So remember I just told you.
I said his big ass ain't got no business on no scooter. A scooter is for 18-year-olds, college students and shit, and small, short Mexicans.
Right, who got balance.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So what did he do? Okay, so I saw him already a couple times since that situation. He said nothing to me, nothing at all, was always looking away or anything like that. So it wasn't until
meaning that he was avoiding her. He knew he had conflict with her, so he just stayed out of her way. She stayed out of his way. No drama. She even admitted right there.
Situation that just happened a couple weeks ago it was like 12:30 in the morning. I'm walking out of the Improv. So now it's like 12:10, December 10th now. And it's 12:30 in the morning. I'm walking out to meet my homegirls in my car. And remember, I just told you that he fell off that scooter and he broke both of his wrists and he fractured some other bones or something like that, right?
In his face?
You said what?
In his arm or his wrist or his face?
He broke both of his wrists. Oh no,
okay.
I was just scratching.
Okay.
He broke both of his wrists and then he fractured some other bones from what I heard, right?
So now he got to hold the scooter with tight wrapped wrists.
Jesus, y'all.
Whatever
Yeah,
happened, girl, he fell off the thing, right?
level. He was supposed to be using his wrist.
Yeah, so he fell off the scooter, broke all these bones and everything, and
Okay.
fractured all this other. So basically, the next time he showed up to the improv, he had the cast on, right? So this is almost like a month later after the fact. So when I saw him through the window, I just went like this, like on my Brandy, I want to be down type thing to him.
Mhm.
And I
Well,
was
that's
just
what
like,
she,
whatever.
and that's what
because
she was doing
so
on
many
the
people
actual
were all
video, because you even see on the video where she's kind of puts her hands up or something like that. See that? Obviously he didn't know that she was making fun of him, and he was saying some crazy stuff. Then he walks up and he had his hands in her pocket, but then she put her hands in his face, and he pushed her or punched her. I don't know. I can't really see the clarity, but that's what happened. And then somebody jumped in and started fighting. So when she's doing that, she's added. She wasn't doing it at the window. She did it out there in front of him. Not saying that it gives him the right to touch her. It doesn't. It absolutely don't give her the right to touch her. So give me a second. Let me get back to Tasha. We're going to get to Corey.
Already making fun of him and his demise and him being broken up and crippled and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm not going to like entertain and add on to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, whatever, they can have it. And his
she said she wasn't going to add on to it. As soon as they was outside and he was looking at her and she was saying some stuff, and obviously she was starting to make fun of him or something. And then he noticed, okay, oh, you talking shit about me? You know, and then he came up on her and she pointed in his face and he hit her. But she's telling a different story in a different construction, but the tape is out. We watching the tape. Not saying that he had the right to swing on you or touch you, but it's just like, keep it in context. Just tell the story so I don't have to replay the video to keep it all in context.
Marcus Smith is one of the main people who was making fun of him while he was injured, to the point where they had a falling out, right? And that whole falling out went viral.
I don't care. I don't care what the fuck happened to you, dummy.
Him and Marcus just got cool. This is the first time you're seeing both of them together in front of the improv this night that all of this also went down. So I come out the improv, I walk out, and he is looking at me up and down, and I'm standing in one position because my knee is still hurting, busted from that weekend, that Saturday injury that I had. So I have on, it's my 10-year comedy anniversary. So I have on like a dress and like thigh-high boots. I have a fur on. It was freezing outside, and I'm holding my purse and I'm lighting my J. And then, so basically by the time I'm on my second puff or whatever, he is looking at me, and then I catch him looking at me, but then now he catches me looking at him, watching me type thing. So then he goes, "Fuck you looking at, bitch." And I was like, oh wow, immediately. This is how we're starting immediately, right? So I was like, all right. And he's 12 feet away from me at this point in time when he starts like this. So he is going, "Fuck you then, bitch. You dirty bitch, your mama a bitch."
With the wrist like this?
So he has the casts are off now. The casts are off now. So right before I got out there, he just told two of my friends, "Oh, I can't even be out here fighting like that because my wrist ain't even all the way healed yet." So he comes and he's like talking, going back and forth, like, "Your mama a hoe." I'm like, "Oh, okay, your mama's a hoe."
That's why I gotta play Corey Holcomb's side, because you hear her talk about it, and it's just, you cannot have a just one-sided. It's just not good. We cannot do this to our society where it's one-sided. Both, whoever making the allegations, whoever in the situation, you gotta let both people communicate why they did what they did, or what happened, or whatever happened, and all that stuff. What happened to them? Why they did something to somebody, or vice versa. You gotta listen to both sides. So that's why I gotta play the Corey Holcomb side. But let's go.
Oh, like, "You a bitch." I'm like, "Okay, you're a bitch." And I'm just like, what are we doing here? This is so childish. And then, so then he starts to walk up and gets in my face now. And then he goes like, I'm ready for any and everything. All like that. Like, look at me. I'm ready for any and everything. All like that. And I was like, Corey.
No, his hands was
Like,
in
I'm
his
looking
pocket.
up. I'm like, Corey.
No, see, now she's embellishing the story, and you got to know this is where she said he walked up and said, and with his fists and saying, now she knows the video is out and that the video has been debated between TMZ to release it. She just told you, her and her lawyers and all this, so she know the stuff is out. Why are you adding stuff to a situation where people can replay the video? She said he walked up and he's like, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for everything and anything. Watch. I'm gonna let this. It's gotta let this thing start over again after they get through rolling on the ground or something. You know, they pulling him and he's kind of on the guy, and you know, and he's I can't even. I'm pointing at it, but let's let them replace the video because I don't even think you can rewind this video. I gotta get the real video so I can rewind it. So I'm taking it from the Busy Rooms Instagram. Okay, so we'll let this start over again, and they separate her and him. You know what I mean? Okay, so they said right there, she's talking crazy. She's saying something. He ain't saying nothing. He not saying nothing. She's doing all the talking. All the talking. Then he walk up to her. He's saying something now, and then he just hits her or something. So I gotta see what he says, his explanation of her. But him talking about like him saying like I'm down for anything and everything. That's her, and he's popping his fist. We know that that's not what he did. You know what I mean? So she's embellishing it. Why is she embellishing it?
Then he starts to walk up and gets in my face now. And then he goes like, I'm ready for any and everything. All like that. Like, look at me. I'm ready for any and everything. All like that. And I was
like, he had a bag of stuff Corey, and everything.
Like, I'm looking up. I'm like, Corey, what that mean, Corey? Corey,
she didn't even have. That mean? Like, she had time to even say. Fun. She didn't even have time to say none of that. By the time he walks up, it's like a second, and he hits her.
Of him because I'm like, he is really already acting out already in front of all these people.
Okay.
So I'm standing right on the sidewalk, right in front of the Hollywood Improv door. And I'm not moving at all. I'm standing in one spot the whole time because my knee is messed up. So, and I'm wearing heels I shouldn't be wearing. So all I'm waiting is for my car to pull up and I'm out. So
boy,
he's talking mess and going all like this in my face. And then I was like, you ain't learned yet? And then he was like, fuck you talking about, bitch. I was like, you didn't learn.
And this is after he walked up to her face and they started to have a long conversation and she was talking about, you ain't learned yet? What are you fucking talking about, bitch? She didn't even get time to say any of this stuff. So we already know she lying.
From the last time you said you was gonna super sock me, like, cause he was already talking about knocking me out and shit, right already, right? So
yeah.
Oh God, here we go with this shit again. And so I was just like, Corey, you're not gonna do nothing. Even people were like talking to him, like, Corey, you ain't about to let her hype you up and woo woo woo.
None of that stuff. They had time for none of that stuff. None of it.
And then I was like, Corey, you didn't learn already from the last time? And he was like, fuck you talking about, bitch. I was like, you don't remember the last time you said you were going to super sock me and you didn't see what God did to you then? And I was like, and then I did the I want to be down Brandy dance in his face again. I said, you don't remember when
I would have paid anything to see this go down between you and him.
All like this. I went like this. And then I was
like this shit, yeah. And
boy, she recreated the story like a motherfucker, did she?
So I was like, you don't remember both of your wrists getting broke when you said you was going to slap the super sock the shit out of me? I was like, God didn't tell you I was one of his favorites? He didn't tell you to leave me alone? I said, please believe you keep this up and it's only going to get worse for you. I promise you that. So he was still talking shit, all woo woo woo, da 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 da. It's people all in front of us. He reaches over two people and walks up to hit me in my face. Like, and folks are just like, wow. So then the security dude, the security guard, who was standing right there in between us, he grabs him and then hits him with like a 1-2, and then Corey's starting to fall back, and then Corey's little yes men jumped the security guard at the Improv. So then it becomes it's 4-on-1, but really with Corey it's 5-on-1.
And she act like she don't know who the security guard. This is a security guy in the Improv. So you see what she said. Okay, I'm gonna play that video for you. All that conversation that they were having, all that stuff. So I'm gonna let them, because I can't rewind this tape. So, the guy jumps in and start fighting them and all that other stuff, and they just kind of breaking them up more than just beating them up. So let's see what's going on here. Let's start from the beginning again, because I want you guys to know. Obviously, it was whatever was happening. It was cordial in the beginning. He was upset at her. He had a smile on his face. He's looking at her. They didn't have any beef with each other. And then all of a sudden, she starts saying some wild stuff, and then it changed his posture. And then he put his drink in. See, they have no problem. They got no problem. And then she started to talk about him, and he kind of noticed that she's been comedic and talking about him. And then he walks up. She says something, and she points her fingers in his face, and the other guy start to fight with him and stuff like that. He did get a good swing on him. But anyway, look. Let's go back to the conversation. My point was, she knows the guy.
Then you got Joe Torre.
I don't know why I'm not gonna let her run her mouth and make up a longer conversation. But watch this.
A situation like that at all, but
well, I'm saying, but she don't know that you used to fuck her husband.
People that I have like worked with and I booked, and who have tried to get at me when they were married as well, and because they were married, I did not do anything with them. I kept everything like purely business. So, but what I'm saying is that there were people I dated who are now married and still married. So that's why it's like I need to keep that exactly cool as well.
So we'll set up part 2 with you.
Yes, we can do that. And then
right,
I can also grab Jamel for you too.
Right now?
Yeah, he's actually
now. Jamel is the security guard, the guy that jumped in and started fighting Corey for her. This security guy at the Improv jumped in and started fighting him. She got a guy in her house.
In the next room.
We get him to come sit down real quick. Let me holler at him.
Okay, let me grab him.
Yeah. I think I made her a little nervous.
She wants to talk to you for 5 minutes real quick.
Jamel. And he's security too. He better look like security. He better be shaped like security. Tell him to come on now. Oh, he got on overalls. That nigga done did time. Yeah, he done did time on the yard. Nigga got on overalls. He got both of the latches latched too. He ain't got one thrown over the shoulder. What's up, Jamel?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, peace and love, brother.
Oh, well.
So we hear you out here protecting women out here from being harassed, by men.
Protecting black women, but all women deserve to be protected, but especially the melanin enriched. The whole thing was definitely unfortunate, but I had to step.
So you got jumped by Corey and 4 other of his his booty bandits.
That's a good way of putting it. Corey Holcomb, Dick Riders, I believe, is a hashtag that's out there. Hey, people were saying they had to secure the bag. They got to protect the money. Nobody on tour. I was really surprised, to be honest. Corey Holcomb is a large individual. This is these are going on sale.
Corey Holcomb hates women
for free. This is just the Corey Holcomb hates women, but there are some other.
You should have just said Corey Holcomb is gay.
Oh well, hey, that That too.
With 3 exclamation marks. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
We can definitely print some more out. But
Okay.
But I was really surprised by the comedy community and how they reacted, given the fact that he had stepped out of his mind, really his sanity, and punched Christina, not just anywhere, but in front of the improv, and not just in front of the improv, but in front of the front door of the improv. So this is literally the one of the most visible places that you can be in Melrose. And I would think that people would have stepped in to at least put him to the side, to protect Christina, to let him know that what he had done was wrong. But instead, they had the exact opposite reaction and did everything they could to protect Corey from me. Oh,
okay.
right
Proud
here.
hashtag Corey Holcomb Dick Rider. So you got shirts for the game.
He's free for certain people. You know?
This is hilarious.
People aren't
Dick Riders.
We're with pride now, you know.
So yeah, I can see you still got all your teeth. So obviously they didn't get no licks in. If you had 5 motherfuckers.
No, that's what was is interesting about watching a lot of the words that Corey Holcomb has used on his show and in the aftermath. For someone that at least he talks about truth and standing on truth and 10 toes this and that, but he has definitely not told the facts of the matter. I'm 6'4", 165 pounds, and he definitely needs all of that.
All right, then. All right, then. Okay.
I mean,
it's okay.
Positive.
Okay, it's okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
You in shape, unlike Corey Holcomb.
No. You say what'd you say?
You in shape, unlike Corey Holcomb. You ain't got no fat sitting around your heart. You ain't got no fatty liver.
I'm a soldier.
Okay. All right. Cool.
In the army of the Lord.
So yeah, I'm glad that you did what you had to do to help that young lady. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that, these bitch ass niggas, tried to jump you for defending a woman. And it's just that's a damn shame. And so we need more people out here like you. And I'm glad that you stood up for Christina.
And friends and people that you thought were friends or that you were at least friendly with, and acquaintances that all had reactions. That Hollywood does something strange to people. So this being said, it's all on tape. So
they fuck them in the ass.
Hey.
That's what Hollywood does. Make them a little soft. They use that baby oil and they just slide on in that thing. Get it all ready. Then they put 2 fingers in, and then 3, 4. You know what? They fisting niggas in the ass in Hollywood, and that's what makes them jump on women.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. But have you done time before? Is that why you got a overall?
You could say it's in my genes, but no, these things are useful, so you.
Oh, okay, because you look like that's an outfit from the yard now. You got the cape on, the sweatshirt, the overalls.
I'm alive.
Then you got the dress, and you can tell you Muslim.
No, I'm an educator is what I am.
This nigga done time. It's okay. It's okay though. California, everybody. If I was in California, I would have did time. Okay, so we understand how it works out there. It's all good.
Anyway.
Okay, I heard that. So thank you so much, Jamel. Christina, look, we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. This will go out next week. Okay, and we'll tag you in all the clips, and we wish you the best in, getting justice for what happened to you, and sue his ass.
Yes, my lawyer has already been putting a list of stuff together, and she's just like, this should not have happened to you. It's so unfortunate, but it's fortunate that it's on camera.
Sorry about
Christina,
that.
I got one last question to ask you, okay? Please don't take this the wrong way. You promise it's Unwind with Tasha K. And when we're here, we typically unwind things, okay? So, Christina, you ain't fucking that man.
Who?
That one that was just right there, child.
Oh, okay. So me and Jamel have been friends for like 9 years now.
Jesus. And her lies just keep piling up. She's acting like she didn't know the guy and he was just a security guard for improv, and now she's talking about a personal relationship she had with him
in Washington, D.C.
That's right.
So
9
I would
years.
say in the past 2 years, we've been like, starting to see each other. But since this thing has happened, it is literally, I think maybe might be pushing us into another realm. So we gonna see.
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna say, child, this you done put.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. I gotta take this call. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. I apologize. 1 second. Okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, guy. Yeah, I know. Doing too much. Yeah, as soon as 5 o'clock hits, it's crazy. Okay, I don't believe I gotta do another episode to this thing to bring in Corey Holcomb's point of view and stuff. Where we at? Nope, we're right here. This is where he kind of responds to the video and everything.
What up? You better climb up on that fat bitch and fuck what them niggas talk about. Nigga, fuck y'all. That's what already got. You better climb up on that fat bitch. Fuck what them niggas talk about. Tax season. These listed already.
We just took the.
We're gonna come back on this right here. We're gonna just break this up. It's already 2 hours, so I'll see you in a few seconds, few minutes, and we'll come back in and do Corey Holcomb's follow up to what was going on in that conversation with Tasha K and Christina B or whatever her name is. Speak to you in a few seconds.